Hello and welcome to Agenda 2030. I am Toyin Nkamiang John. The implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals requires all stakeholders to effectively contribute their quota to the attainment while also collaborating in vertical and horizontal partnerships. In line with the principle of Agenda 2030 TV to spotlight activities of stakeholders on a weekly basis, our team was recently in Ondo State, where it had an extensive interview with Arabiri Betty Akeredolu, wife of the governor of Ondo State, on her various initiatives with impact of sustainable development goals as captured under her Be More Empowered Foundation, the Forum of Wives of Ondo State Officials for WOSO, the Breast Cancer Association of Nigeria, BRECAN, and the Olori Connection. In this edition, we will also spotlight the various initiatives directed at achieving the gender equality, good health, poverty alleviation, expansion of access to clean energy, and climate goals of SDGs, amongst others. We will bring you the report after the brief report on trending stories on the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals across the world with Adesua Osi to stay with us.
Scientists may have recorded a major breakthrough in the latest discovery of a single device that will help countries tackle the perennial problems of clean water and clean energy, which are among the major challenges for sustainable development, especially in developing countries. Reports by Nature Communications Journal show that some Saudi researchers have found a way to combine provision of clean energy and production of clean water for humans via desalination in countries with water scarcity in a single device powered by sunlight. Desalination is a huge consumer of energy actions, and with the adoption of solar panel that not only generates power but also uses some of the heat energy to distill and purify seawater. They believe the idea could make a major difference in sunny climates with limited power supply. It is said to be a suitable technology to deliver good drinking water at small to medium scale level. In the quest to promote economic growth through creativity and entrepreneurship, the Creative Youth Community Development Initiative unveiled the Creativa Hub at the Civic Center, Lagos, while also launching the United Nations Solution 17 SDGs program. According to the CEO of CYCDI, Foluke Michael, the Creativa Hub is a call for Nigerian youths to take on the challenges of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals and be a part of solution to national and global problems. 17 finalists selected from entries made for a chance to be part of Solution 17 for SDG 8 will be camped at the Innovation Lab, taking through several empowerment initiatives for 2 weeks before they eventually present their solutions to the public. The hub was declared open by Professor Wale Soyinka and was attended by the Country Director of the United Nations Information Center, Ronald Kanyaja. India has been turning plastic waste into materials for building strong roads that have withstood floods, heavy-duty vehicles, monsoons, and heat waves. The roads are built using special glue made from shredded plastic waste. The adhesive is then added to tarmac to create a durable bond. India has over 33,700 kilometers of plastic roads. 1 kilometer of road uses the equivalent of 1 million plastic bags. These road projects save about 1 ton of asphalt and cost 8% less than conventional roads. Despite regular and long use, the roads have no cracks or potholes. With just 7% of its land covered with forest, Kenya falls below the 10% recommended by the United Nations. To address this, the country is working hard to counter the deforestation by recruiting lots of hands to reforest the country through innovative ways of planting trees using special seed balls covered in charcoal dust. This is to ensure the seeds take root wherever they land, as well as stop animals from eating them and to prevent paragliders and herders from accidentally destroying the seeds. The Director General of National Automotive Design and Development Council has commended the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, for being the first to produce an electric car in the country. He made the commendation during the unveiling of a 5-seater electric car named Lion Ozumba 551, produced by the Faculty of Engineering of the university. He urged other higher institutions in the country to follow suit in creating innovations and technology that will help move the country to greater heights.
As part of its core mandate to coordinate the overall implementation of the SDGs in Nigeria, The Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs recently engaged the delegates and desk officers from the ministries, departments, and agencies relevant to the attainment of the development goals. The strategic meeting was to enable officers assess and review progress made so far in the quest to seamlessly implement the SDGs through various plans, programs, and projects of the MDAs. In his address, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs, represented by the Secretary of Programs, Dr. H.K. Suleiman, emphasized the need for proper tracking and reporting systems for the goals and called on the MDAs to support the process by adopting the reporting tools developed by the office in collaboration with the National Bureau of Statistics. Dr. Suleiman also noted that based on the premium importance placed on the follow-up and review of the SDGs implementation in Nigeria, there is increasing need to ensure proper collation of relevant data in order to benchmark progress.
As you are aware, the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, has been working across the tiers of government, provide strategic leadership and guidance needed in the overall implementation of the SDGs in Nigeria, and in conformity with the requirement of the SDGs declaration that places premium on the need for member states to define a clear reporting channel for the follow-up and review of SDG implementation progress. OSAP SDGs has taken the necessary step to strengthen the institutional mechanism in order to improve the reporting process, create synergy, and with the stakeholders across the board, and galvanize resources, expertise, and ideas from both state and non-state actors to ensure seamless implementation.
The Senior Technical Advisor to the Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs, Dr. Bala Yusuf, in a presentation, highlighted the relevance of the SDGs as a major pillar in the attainment of the country's economic and recovery growth plan.
Broadly, they have 5 pillars. It's about people, it's about prosperity, it's about partnership, it's about the planet, and also it's about peace. So when you look at the 17 SDGs, without taking much time, you can group them into what address the issue of the people themselves, about prosperity of the people, and obviously the planet for the first time has been integrated into the development framework. These SDGs are often interconnected, interrelated, and indivisible. So to achieve one goal, you might have to make progress on a particular indicator of a target, different SDGs. So that is the indivisibility of the SDGs.
SDG is aimed at addressing a number of technical priorities. It's important for us to know that hitherto we had data needs were like this. But with the SDGs, the data need has gone up to that height. So it's important that we get with the program, we get on board and try and make sure that data is disaggregated. You know, gender, male, female. We're going to have different age groups. We're going to have 0 to 14 reporting. We're going to have 15 to 64 years reporting. We're going to have 65 years and above. You remember that the SDG is about leaving no one behind. So it's important the elderly and they are also captured, the disabled people are also involved. We're going to try and make sure that data is available by zones, by the states, nationally, you know, at state level, local government level. Data should be available at all levels, and that's what SDG is about. Also urban and rural, because we have the urban sector, especially for those that do household, you know, surveys. We have the urban, we have the rural. Everyone has to be carried along. No one should be left behind. And also, we're also harnessing new innovative sources of data. We have the big data. It's more or less like Google. Going to Google, you're going to Facebook, you're going to, you know, MTN, Airtel, everything. We're just sourcing data from all sources so that we'll meet our target. And this will help us to monitor and report on the SDGs for Nigeria.
Wife of Ondo State Governor, Her Excellency Arabinrin Betty Akeredolu, is no doubt making giant strides in ensuring empowerment of women and girls in the 18 local government area of the state through her life-changing interventions. Speaking with Agenda 2030 team recently, Mrs. Akeredolu noted that her passion for empowerment of women and the girl child was born out of her experiences as a child, during which she noted that the subjugation of the girl child through early marriage and denial of education, amongst others, was pervasive. Apart from the interview, we will also serve you with pictorial and video excerpts of her achievements and testimonies from beneficiaries on how the various initiatives has helped them to alleviate poverty, addressing gender inequality, amongst others, in this episode of the program. The First Lady of Ondo State, Mrs. Betty Akeredolu, has been known for her passion and commitment to change the narrative about the status of women and girls long before her husband became the governor of Ondo State. It was therefore not surprising that she has also devoted her time to the actualization of this lifelong passion since she assumed office as the First Lady of Ondo State in 2017. One of such programs is the Be More Empowered Foundation, initiated in 2017 to empower and ensure that the girl child, especially the underprivileged, achieve her full potentials and contribute to the development of her community and the country at large. The program involves training of girls in information and solar power technology through its annual summer camp in Ondo State. This summer camp is also being replicated in Igolo Abiam in Imo State, southeast Nigeria, where the First Lady hails from. So far, about 450 girls have been sponsored and trained in solar technology and ICT through the program. This year's boot camp comes up in August. Mrs. Akeredolu says the program will help the girls lead and inspire generations of girl children. Many of the girls have since been making remarkable exploits from the empowerment, and this is evident in this video clip.
The Solar for Girls Nigeria 2017 program was chosen to be awarded because the program was reaching out to lessen the use of fossil fuels and to bring up the use of solar energy, because solar energy is an amazing renewable energy. It enabled me to go across Nigeria to Iran. It was an amazing experience. It's an amazing feeling to be in a room of over 100 people who share the same beliefs as you, who want the same thing as you, who wants nothing more than to make the world a better place for everyone. And this could not have been possible without Her Excellency Arabinrin Betty Akeredolu's efforts, because I know it is not easy. As a female, she may have gotten critics telling her that it's not done this way, it's not done that way, she can't do this like this and she can't do this like that, but she did not give up on her dreams that she wants to empower the girl child. She wants to curb environmental pollution through the use of solar energy. So this brought me to Iran, and it was an amazing program. Although the program didn't come out as a winner, but we came out as the second runner-up. And honestly, it's not about winning. It's about being able to impact your environment, about being able to impact the world that you live in. Even if it's not on a grand scale, at least on a smaller scale, you know that you're actually doing something to help your environment, to help yourself, to help people around you, to save someone. So it was very amazing for me to have given such opportunity to go to Iran to represent the Be More Empowered Foundation.
Be More, to a large extent, has touched quality education, because when some of these girls, especially those of them in sciences, came, they were doing alternative to practical. It was all theory, but they came and saw all these tools that even Marvelous was able to build a solar panel and install the panel in her home, and today she enjoys 24/7 electricity. That's the practicality of what they have been taught. So to some extent, we are touching on quality education. We also on gender equality. These small girls, they can never feel less than any man, right? They can never. Nobody will talk down on them. These are the some, because now they have seen that they have the ability. Be More unlocks the potentials of young people and also women in general. Then, of course, affordable and clean energy. That is what the solar technology angle is taking care of. The SDG 9 is also, we are touching on it, especially the angle of innovation. 4 of my girls, I don't know if any of them, they built an app to make this birth registration, because everything we are doing, we are tying them together. We are not doing them in isolation. Now we have seen that birth registration could be made easy. But you know, the paperwork is huge. So we can digitalize it by creating an app so that you give to these women at the local government level or grassroots level that we call our BA. They are the birth registrars. Instead of all those paperwork, you give them smartphone. This is the future anyway for the program. They input everything, and the result or the data captured will just be going to national population. No more, you know, huge, exactly. So that's innovation, and they went in for the Technovation Challenge. Although they didn't make the cut, but we have started. We'll continue refining that app. It's developed by my girls. Of course, the climate action by promoting, you know, clean energy. So we're supporting how to make environment more sustainable, you know, for this generation and generation unborn.
Also, through the Forum of Wives of Ondo State Officials, FOWOSO, Arábìnrin Anyanwu Akeredolu has been promoting economic emancipation of women by equipping them with locally relevant skills to combat feminized poverty and gender inequality since she became the First Lady of the Sunshine State. The FOWOSO training program being implemented across the 18 local government area of the state is also an outreach aimed at making women achieve their potential and become economically viable so as to support their husbands and families. Over 3,000 women have benefited from the program. The program features skills acquisition programs for the women, presentation of empowerment materials such as laptops, grinding machines, sewing machines, hair dryers, and other startup kits and certificates to the trainees.
I'm using this hour to thank Arábìnrin, because when I was in school, when I was in final year, I used the laptop for my project, and at the same time, I helped my mate. In my school, most of our things is online registration, so I did it with that, and I earned some change and cash in my hand.
Iṣẹ́ tí mo yàn àti máa ṣe òun ni amúnidára tí olóyìnbó mọ̀ sí fashion design.
The skill I learnt is fashion designing. Our governor and his wife's tenure brought me joy. It was their tenure that brought FOWOSO in order to empower women. And I have been empowered with this sewing machine as part of some of the intervention program.
Gbígbé machine fún mi láti jẹ́ ọ̀kan nínú amúnidára lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí.
Iṣẹ́ tí mo kọ́ òun ni iṣẹ́ irun, wig.
I learnt wig making. What I have benefited is so much. We were called to Akure to come collect our kits. It was the second day I arrived from the training I started making wigs. The wigs I have made has attracted so many customers. I have even sold each wig for 10,000 naira.
Wọ́n like ẹ̀, wọ́n ti rà lọ. Even 10,000 ni mo ta eléyìí tí mo kọ́kọ́ ṣe.
The Breast Cancer Association of Nigeria, BRECAN, is another initiative the wife of the governor is using to address the problems of breast cancer. BRECAN, founded by Mrs. Akeredolu, teaches women how to detect breast cancer and also supports women living with the ailment. In 2018, Brecan began a major initiative to support the treatment of women living with breast cancer with the launching of a crowdfunding initiative to generate funds for the treatment and alleviation of their sufferings. Mrs. Akeredolu's passion for the fight against cancer stems from her personal experience. She was in March 1999 diagnosed with breast cancer and in the same year underwent treatment and survived the ordeal. The need to prevent as well as help other sufferers survive the killer disease has sustained the passion in Mrs. Akeredolu and the driving force behind the Breast Cancer Association of Nigeria.
The health of our women is very, very paramount, it's very critical. As we move around, in the case of FOWOSO, we go with our medical team and they take care of the sick, they take care of the pregnant women and under 5. And of course, it was a veritable avenue to preach breast cancer awareness. And you know, I'm a survivor myself, and I'm promoting it like Kilode. Let me also use the word again. So everywhere we go, and we have achieved in a remarkable way using that FOWOSO platform to raise breast cancer awareness for women to know that this thing doesn't kill after all if you're able to present early. And we even came up with a dance step called Sekem, which had gone viral. Anywhere we go, Sekem goes.
The initiative is now in a position where it can fund surgeries, amongst other things. The initiative also came up with a breast cancer awareness campaign where women are being sensitized on breast self-examination in line with Goal 3 of the SDGs. According to Mrs. Akeredolu, over 20,000 people have been reached with the breast cancer awareness campaign. The initiative has a young girl, Fumi Akeremale, as its ambassador and advocate.
You change your hands and you use the 3 middle fingers and it goes in a circular motion from outside the breast to the nipple to the armpit. Thereafter, you press to see if there is any discharge or changes. You see a doctor. Take note, not all breast pain are cancerous, but ensure you see a doctor if you discover any changes. Nevertheless, breast cancer doesn't kill as people think. One is at a safer side when it being detected earlier before it gets to an advanced stage when it becomes incurable. That is why we say early detection saves life.
Similarly, the Olori Connection is another initiative conceived by Her Excellency to utilize wives of kings and traditional chiefs in the state towards tackling issues related to maternal and child mortality rate and birth registration. Through the program, the Betty Anyanwu Akeredolu Foundation is partnering with stakeholders to ensure the registration of children. The partnership with the Oloris, wives of traditional rulers, and the agencies, according to Arabirin Akeredolu, has resulted in over 50% increase in birth registration in some parts of the state. She noted that such data are necessary for planning and achievement of the SDGs.
In the case of FOWOSO, FOWOSO is no poverty, no hunger. Because, like I said, what we have in this country is feminized poverty. Feminized poverty. There are families where husband has the means. The wife is zero, nil. Before she can even buy her ondi, she has to collect that money from the husband. That is feminine. You might see them riding flashy car. But herself as a woman, she's impoverished. And that's why the economic empowerment of women is imperative.
Nigeria will continue to support the United Nations in all its efforts, including the attainment of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. I thank you.
Agenda 2030, showing on this channel. Agenda 2030, leaving no one behind.
And that's our package. Remember, you can also watch the program and other episodes by subscribing to our YouTube channels on youtube.com/FreshNewsTV and youtube.com/Agenda2030TV. You can also watch the program live on Facebook. Just log on to www.facebook.com/FreshNewsNG and www.facebook.com/Agenda2030TV. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Agenda2030TV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Remember to drop your comments and share with your contacts. Do use the hashtag Agenda2030 and hashtag Agenda2030TV. Thank you for being part of this week's episode. I am Toyin Nkamiang John. See you again next week. Bye.